most baseball teams, the pitching staff is how they pitch this year is going to be very important. Brandon Schlim, a freshman pitcher last year, ended the year for us as the #1 guy, and he continued to build off of that this summer. He had a great summer, and he's put a lot of time in the weight room, added on 15 pounds. He's been pretty consistent, 89 to 92 velocity-wise. And Connor Gray, Connor's been a starting pitcher for us since he was a sophomore. And Connor ended last year really struggling, but the first 4 Atlantic 10 weekends, which is half of the season, he pitched 28 innings and gave up 4 earned runs. So Connor and Schlim, Brandon Schlim, are going to give us the opportunity as the top 2 guys we think to compete in every one of those games. The 3 spot is still a little bit up in the air. Aaron Phillips is one of the leaders, 6'4" guy that is an upper 80s guy that has a pretty good curveball. He's competing in that mix. And Drew Teller, who's a senior, who's upper 80s, is competing. He's a strike thrower, doesn't have as good of off-speed pitch as Aaron does. And a guy that's had a real bounce-back year for us is Reed Van Wert. Reed didn't pitch hardly at all as a junior last year, but went and had a great summer, made an all-star team down in North Carolina, and has been upper 80s and throwing very well this spring. So those 5 guys are going to compete for the 3 spots, with Connor and Schlim being at the top of that group. The bullpen right now, we feel like we've actually got a bullpen, which that's been one of our weaknesses the last couple years. We've got a sidearmer, 6'7" sidearming right-hander, TJ Baker, that'll be a specialty guy for us against right-handers. And Nate Grant is a left-hander that's been upper 80s, coming off of a good summer, who pitched a lot as a freshman last year. He'll be the lefty out of the bullpen. And then Thad Johnson has been a very good closer for us the last couple years, upper 80s with a pretty good slider. And even Thad's fastball runs in and moves quite a bit. So we feel pretty good about the starting staff. Even a freshman who pitched quite a bit last year in some tough situations, Ben Contento, has jumped up this year, and he's mid-upper 80s with good breaking ball and changeup. So we feel like we've got 9 solid arms to start the year to go out and compete in the Atlantic 10.